How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another video. I know it's a late one tonight, but I just wanted to talk and get this one out because there's been a lot of drama in regards to Red Dead Redemption, Starfield, Baldur's Gate 3. I mean, massive congrats to Lorien Studios for, the massive success that is Baldur's Gate 3. It has got 97% on Metacritic, dethroning Legend of Zelda Tears of Kingdom, which is pretty damn amazing, I have to say, especially for an indie studio, even though they do have like 450 staff. So, can you really call that an indie studio? I mean, the developers, the devs themselves call it a AAA studio, so I'm going to stick with that. But at the end of the day, regardless of how you see it, the reality is it's doing great. It's got no battle pass, no nothing. Fantastic. And of course, with it getting 97%, now PC Metacritic scores are absolutely relevant. And PC fans, well, PlayStation fans, are now saying that they have got 97% on Metacritic for their version of Baldur's Gate because PC has got it, and that now belongs to them as an exclusive, even though technically it is a timed exclusive. I don't care how anyone wants to put it, or what the developers of Lorien Studios want to say. If it's coming out in 2024, it doesn't take 6 months to fix split screen. There are ways to deal with this quite simply. Just remove the split screen and push forward and release it as a patch later on. But they're not going to do that. They're going to delay it for 6 months and then release it. So to me, that's a 6 month timed exclusive. But aside from that, you got the Starfield drama as well over on this side. And of course, in the middle of the screen, you've got Red Dead Redemption, which probably is the best way to start this video because, well, let's just say that it's not gone down well with the community. I mean, the Switch community may have been okay with it to a certain degree, but the PlayStation community, they're not happy at all. So let's dive in and see exactly what is going on. So, as we can see here, we've got breaking Red Dead Redemption, 1080p 30 FPS on PS4, 4K 30 FPS on PS4 Pro and PS5. It's got no multiplayer, launching digitally on August 17, physical on October the 13th, coming to PS4 and Switch, no native PS5 version, playable on PS5 via backwards compatibility. Now, why is this actually important? It's important because the game has been available on backwards compatibility on Xbox for what? The best part of 8 years? I think I've read somewhere. And that's quite shocking, right? This game has been playable on Xbox for quite some time. It did come off the actual digital storefront, but if you have the disc, you could just plug it in and play, and you'll actually get automatically the 4K 30 version. No version of this game will run at 60 FPS, but it's crazy. It was not developed in-house at Rockstar Games, and unlike the Xbox One, which you can just go to any store right now and pretty much pick it up for like $15 or maybe less, depending on where you're looking, it's $50 on PlayStation. I mean, I get PlayStation gamers like to be ripped off, but this one here, this is a whole new kettle of fish, right? That's really bad. And, well, a lot of people are not happy. If they were going to do this, they should have did it right and did a proper remaster instead of just doing the bare bones. I'll probably wait for a sale because I'm not paying 50 quid for this when I could get a PS5 copy of GTA 5 for 20 quid. I genuinely feel like the price tag that they put on for this game is just ludicrous, honestly. But for Nintendo, I still think it's a bit overpriced. Maybe £40 would have been okay, but 50 is a bit much. These are the screenshots taken directly from the PS5 for Red Dead Redemption. Resolution has definitely been upgraded from the 360 version. I'm not so sure. I've seen it look pretty much the same. Remake, the map is in... This is what they wanted. A remake. The map is in Red Dead Redemption 2 already. 60 FPS, DualSense features. Only current gen, PS5, Series X, good PC. The Ultimate version. What we got? A 30 FPS port, no 60 FPS. No remake or remaster. Rockstar not caring. And this is the screenshot of the game here. 4K, 16 times anisotropic filtering, game preservation. I mean, it does look this is a cutscene, but it still looks good for today's day and age. I'll give it that. This one here looks more akin to the 360 version. So I'm guessing this one here is a cutscene. Again, these look more akin to the 360 version. The reality is, the game is holding up well in its remastered 4K rendition. But man, did they decide to drop the ball on this one. And it's good to see that PlayStation gamers are pushing back, but you know it's going to sell, right? PlayStation players are going to lap it up. GTA 5 as official sold 185 million copies. Red Dead Redemption 2 has officially sold 55 million plus copies. It's I think this over here is the crux of it. Take-Two CEO Strauss Zelnick said $50 is commercially accurate for the Red Dead Redemption and zombie add-on Undead Nightmare port to Nintendo Switch and PlayStation 4. They believe that the price point for this is right and that people who want to play it should pay $50 to be able to play it. I think that's crazy. I think this game should have been $30 at best. I don't know. It's I don't know, commercially accurate price $50. Mass Effect Legendary Edition, free games, expansions, and DLC. First game has completely remade visuals, overhauled controls, and gameplay additions. 30,000 plus textures reworked over trilogy. 4K 60 FPS, 120 FPS modes. Only $10 more. I mean, that says it all. Rockstar Games presents more effing disappointments coming to modern consoles. Screw PC. Oh, this is good. This is good. Oh man. Xbox preservation has been really good here. And I think, when we look at the state of this, people were on the bandwagon that Xbox's backwards compatibility campaign was, a waste of time. And clearly, as you can see here, it's really not. With the Series X version, you get full back compatibility. You can use an old copy of your game and get it boosted. It may need to download some files, but that's okay. You can still use the game you already paid for. You don't have to go and buy it again. Free cloud saves, which is always good. Smart delivery, which is, again, really, really good because you can, one disc will determine whether you play the Xbox One version or the Series X version. It's a really, really nice. Over 17k dislikes on the Red Dead Redemption trailer already. Yikes. I mean, you can clearly see that the PlayStation and Switch fans are not happy. Xbox fans are eating easy. They've already got the game. They've had it for 8 years. Red Dead Redemption PS3, $29.99. Red Dead Redemption PS4, $49.99 and no multiplayer. Congratulations. It does make me laugh that companies do genuinely believe that this is actually a good idea. And it's the first time I'm actually seeing a strong, rejection, a strong backlash from PlayStation games. But on this occasion, I'm really happy that they're not just lapping this crap up and are actually genuinely upset about it and pushing back. I think this is a much better scaled up-res picture than the one that Cult used. And you can see it's pretty much the same game. In case you missed it, Red Dead Redemption runs at 4K on Xbox Series X at 1440p and at 1440p on the Series S via Huchi method. So, I mean, I feel sorry for Matt Phillips. He's really excited that he's about to reveal this, and he got absolutely murdered. It's a 2010 game without multiplayer, nothing else. So, basically what they did with The Last of Us, right? They remastered the game, sold it without the multiplayer for even more than the actual starting price of the game. Uh, Good stuff. I mean, look at this how you will, but it's I mean, this over here. New AI, new animations, built from ground up, amazing graphics at 60 FPS, uses the PS5 DualSense features, includes the DLC, but removed multiplayer, which was at least a part of the game that I actually enjoyed and played, but it is what it is. But yeah, this just makes me laugh. The PS5 Pro they're hoping is going to run this at 4K 60 with ray tracing and stuff. No, it's not. It's really not. Rockstar CEO defends Red Dead Redemption $50 pricing. PlayStation first party delays Sony fiscal report. That's interesting. But someone actually posted this here. Snap blasting. Now this is fake, obviously, and it's just a troll. But at the same time, there is some truth to it. When we saw how Sony treats their customers, we saw an opportunity to capitalize on that. We really couldn't believe the amount of times that PlayStation gamers buy and rebuy remakes and remasters. We wondered, would they pay £50 for a simple re-release? And we think yes, they will. And the interesting part here is going to be whether or not they actually will, because if they do, I think it's going to set a very, very dangerous precedent. But something tells me that they will. And that's where we are right now with that. I think they actually will. Now, I also wanted to touch on the actual Starfield drama that's been going on with Baldur's Gate 3. Like I said at the opening of my video, Baldur's Gate 3 has been a monumental success. It's had over 800,000 players concurrent on PC, and that's just PC alone, right? We haven't seen what's going to be the PlayStation numbers. Xbox will be another 6 months to 8 months before we actually get any word for that game to come out. But 800,000 people playing concurrently is a really, really big deal. It shows that the game is a huge success. And on top of that, we have the game with a 97% Metacritic dethroning Legend of Zelda. But the comparison between Starfield and Baldur's Gate, I don't see it. The fact is, Starfield is a sci-fi open world mass exploration. Baldur's Gate is a D&D. People have been craving for this sort of thing since Divinity 2, and it's been years since they've actually had a game that's been designed in the way that they've wanted it. And when it finally came out, well, people who were thirsty for this game went out and bought it, and clearly there was a lot of people thirsty for this sort of game. But it also proves that there's a market for this game, so hopefully in the future we'll be seeing more games like this from different publishers and not just from Lorien Studios. So that's cool, but the amount of hatred that Starfield is getting and backlash that Starfield is getting from PlayStation fans is crazy. It's saying how Baldur's Gate is basically Sony's answer to Starfield, and that doesn't make sense because Xbox is getting Baldur's Gate 3, and what's going to happen then? Is it still their answer to Starfield when the other platform has both the games? I mean, one person said, and I'm not going to name names because they're still attacking me on Twitter, that the game isn't top. Starfield might be a good game, but it's not a top shelf game. And that there's no way it's going to win Game of the Year. It's just not at that standard, not at that quality. It's a Bethesda game. And, you can bet your bottom dollar that everyone that's not an Xbox fan is going to be nitpicking this game like crazy. But one thing people seem to forget, that it's a Bethesda game. It's going to have bugs. Some of the bugs are hilarious, right? When you're looking at Star Citizen, the bugs on there pretty much make the experience. When I was watching someone playing Skyrim, the dragon at the beginning killing you through a wall, that's part of the experience. I mean, it shouldn't have happened, but it was funny as hell. But a Bethesda game is going to have bugs. And I expect this game to have bugs. I expect it to have problems. I expect it to have mods that will fix the problems. I expect the community to pretty much finish what was there before the developers. And though people say that this is 2023 and that's not acceptable anymore, in my eyes, the PC community pretty much know what they're getting when it comes to a Bethesda game. And if anyone out there doesn't know what they're getting, again, we should expect more and we should demand more. But the reality is, a game of this scope is going to have bugs. It will. I mean, I've worked in the games industry, right? I've worked in the games industry for 3-4 years on games much smaller than this, where bugs just come out of nowhere, finding them on the 11th hour. Some bugs are just left in because they're just not game-breaking to the point where it's worth fixing. And this was before, we had day one patches and stuff. Before we could patch games, they were just being left in. The fact is, bugs will always be there, and games will always have bugs. But a game of this scope is going to have an enormous amount. In my personal opinion, it's just the scope for things to be tested. There's just no way to 110% test this game. It's impossible. Period. And I'm okay with it. I personally am. I think I'm going to have a great time with the game. Do I think it's going to be Game of the Year? I really hope it's going to be the game that will blow me away. I mean, I love space travel. I love space-oriented games, which is why I enjoy Star Citizen. I've not really been able to get into No Man's Sky. Maybe it's just the aesthetic or the design, overall scope. I just don't know. I mean, I like the entry and re-entry, but there's something about it that just puts me off. I am going to try it in VR though, since I do have a PlayStation VR 2, so that should maybe be a different experience. But that said, this drama about Baldur's Gate being better than Starfield, or Starfield being better than Baldur's Gate, they are so different in nature. Why are we comparing the two? But PlayStation fans will do nothing less because they want to have that gotcha moment. And if Starfield gets a 98 Metacritic, I mean, even I think that's a bit much. But if it does, it's going to be interesting to see how everyone is going to react, because that is going to be hilarious. Let me know what you think in the comment section below about Red Dead Redemption on the PlayStation and Switch being $50 and basically being the same game that Xbox has had for, 8 years now? And what do you think of the drama between Starfield and Baldur's Gate 3? I mean, I personally want to get both. I am going to get both. I mean, Starfield I'm getting through Game Pass, and I'm going to get the early, pre-order bundle to be, the premium bundle, so I can play early access and stream it, which is going to be cool. I'm probably going to be playing it on PC personally, but nonetheless, I'm excited. And I'm looking forward to picking up Baldur's Gate 3 myself as well on PC, so let me know what you think in the comment section below. Let's have that discussion. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Legend.